Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to reviewing the Pokemon franchise. And now moving on to the next entry in the franchise. Moving on to Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Warrior. And I pronounced I did pronounce the name right, Giratina. Um, because like I said, I couldn't see from that far what the name was. So yeah, it's Giratina. Now, of course, the Giratina is the Pokemon that you see or on the cover when you play Pokemon Platinum. And this is this is another Pokemon that I thought was really cool looking, Giratina. And this is another one that I had fun with watching. I thought though this one was maybe I would say have a bit more. What's the word for it? Had it a bit more. I don't know. Maybe I should say the word. Maybe word intensity. I should say, or yeah. I guess that's a better way to put it though. But and in this one, continuing in the Diamond and Pearl series, it's in this where you have this where Ashen and his friends they get put in a place where we enter the real world and what is called the reverse world. It's like it's like when we play the platinum game and when your character goes into the reverse world, you have to walk upside down or on sideways or go to different directions to get to a Giratina. So. And I thought it had a much more visual, good look to it. Especially when you enter the reverse world, everything it's like in a distorted reality world and stuff like that. It was cool looking to see. And then the film got I would say does have probably say more positive readings. I would say. Well, it was like mix of positive readings. Has a 6.3 in IMDb. I think on Rotten Tomatoes has about 66%. I think it is. So and it made just a tad bit more than in Japanese box office, like a tad bit more than the Rise of Darkrai. Like the Rise of Darkrai had 42 million. This made 43. Of course, released in Japan in 2008, but in the U.S. in 2009. Yeah, 2009. But I do enjoy this. It's another one I really do enjoy, and it's probably say it's another one of the favorites one of the series, definitely for sure. Why I say this one's that I will put. What's that? If I do get to the end of all reviewing all these, probably make my maybe my top 5 favorites of the direct-to-video films. Because I've already said before, time and time again, like my favorites of the films are for sure are the first 3 movies that were released in theaters. But I would just probably say that for direct-to-video wise, for the sequels, I shall probably make a list for that. Which ones I would say is the best. And I will say this is definitely another good one right here. So in this one, so it is because trying to talk again. In this one, does take place during right after the Rise of Darkrai. I was trying to get at. It takes place directly after the Rise of Darkrai because you have our villain by the name of Zero. He's in his flying ship, whatever, and he knows all the stuff is going on. There's in the reverse world, there's this big fight between Giratina and Dialga that appeared. The Pokemon that controls time. And also in the midst of all this, you have Shaymin gets thrown into the mix of all this. He gets sucked into the reverse world, and while Giratina and Dialga are fighting, and Shaymin uses an ability which is called like Sea Flare and creates a portal for Dialga, and Shaymin escapes out as well. But Dialga creates does something where Giratina can't reach him. He's trapped in the reverse world because he also has the ability to go from between worlds, the reverse world and the real world. So he's now trapped in the reverse world. And so, our villain here, Zero, sees all this and wants to know what is, and it says, what is this? With Shaymin that did everything, because with his ability, created the portal to get out. And you see Shaymin get washed away into town, where our friends, I should say, are at. And they're about to eat, and then Shaymin comes in, who's all dirty, and starts eating the pancakes. And Piplup gets upset. And they see that that it's not feeling too good, so they take it to the Pokemon Center. And Nurse Joy explains some of the things about Shaymin. How one of his abilities of a Sea Flare, and also the Shaymin also can talk as well. And he explains to them that it needs to get to the flower garden because there's around this time where these flowers bloom, and it's like a go to migration where all the other Shaymin go to. So, and what this does, probably also with these special kind of flowers, it gives them the ability to transform into their sky mode, so they can fly and have a different kind of form as well. So they agree. They agree to bring it to the flower garden, and as they're on their way, Team Rocket attempts to steal Shaymin, but they come across at the front of this one of these big mirrors, and they get pulled into the reverse world along with Ash and Dawn, and Brock's out there saying what happened to them, and as they enter the reverse world, they see Giratina, but they don't know what it is. And they meet a guy who's also trapped in there, by the name of Newton Graceland, who also has a Sheldon, or was it a Sheldon? No, Sheldon. That's what it was. And he's been there for quite a while. I think he said he's been there for like 5 years. I think mentions that 5 years has passed by. He explains everything to Ash and Dawn about what's the reverse world, what's Giratina, and he also explains the fact that what happened with Giratina and Dialga, because like I said, it take place during or directly after the rise of Darkrai. That it shows from the scenes from in the reality world. It shows like a portal site, where Dialga and Palkia were fighting in the previous film. And he explains, the reason why they were fighting from that in the beginning is because these time and space were never supposed to meet, so they were never supposed to meet. They felt their territories were violated. That's why they started fighting in the first place. But also, because of their fighting, Giratina is also leaving. They're also violating his world as well. So that's why he tries to drag Dialga to capture it and whatever. But Dialga got away, of course. So as they're there's point as they're in the reverse world, some above like gravities, like the low gravity zone where they can just go and hop, like like astronauts do on the moon, But there's a point where when you get lower, gravity is normal. So Newton knows where away, and also explains that there's also these toxic little clouds that can be very deadly if you breathe it in. That's what happens. It comes from the real world. gets it's like a polluted little thing. It happens, and it gets pumped into the reverse roll, and it's a not to be you can't breathe it in all those ways. It's very deadly. So, but and then Team Rocket is also there, but they don't know where they are as well because they're always clueless as usual. Um, but Newton, one thing to know, Newton leads to this portal to help get them back into the real world. And also, there's time that with Shaymin was also in there with them. That when they see Dialga, they believes that that Giratina is going to eat him. So, but they manage to get out, and Brock pulls them out. But Newton decides to stay behind. He sees Team Rocket, and they follow him as well. So Ash and Dawn try to explain things to Brock. And as we're villain Zero, he sends his Magnemite, Magneton, and a Magnezone to get Shaymin. They try to fight off the Pokemon. They get him to getting on a train, and it's on the train. They're talking to some people that know about the flower that knows about the flower garden, and they have like a basket of some of the flowers from there, and the pollen from the flowers makes Shaymin transform into its sky mode, so you can fly and whatever. But the electric Pokemon, the Magnemite, Magneton, and Zone, starts attacking them, and Shaymin's like he starts helping using his powers. Sure, we can say his because the Shaymin sounds more she than he. So, but they managed to ditch them as they're on their way, and starts to get on a boat. And as their boat, they go into this very deep valley where this glacier was, but now it's wide, but then the portal gets opened up and they get sucked back into the reverse world, and they meet with Newton again, and they'll say that they're also determined to get Shaymin to the flower garden as well. And what happened? There's one part here that I was trying to. Oh, they plan to because they realized because Newton saw at the beginning during the fight with Giratina and Dialga, they saw the Shaymin he also saw what Shaymin did, so he plans to do the same thing because of the inhale of the gas, and because Shaymin has also the ability to inhale all of the polluted air and then release it to make it much more purified, whatever. So, but that creates use the sea flare to get rid of all the bad fumes, creates that portal, and that's how they plan to get out. And this is all part of Zero's plan, because he goes in there with him along with his Pokemon, and he uses the Magnemite and to hold them down, while he makes the Magnemite go move this toxic cloud to cover them, so that way trying to force them to breathe, so that Shaymin does the right thing. So he does. She does. I'm calling Shaymin because Shaymin sounds more female, just by the voice. Inhales the fumes, creates the portal, and this plan works. So now that Giratina is now going to be able to go into the real world, and because of this, now that he's in the real world, Zero's now you can use his flying machine to capture Giratina, And this machine was actually designed by Newton, because there was a video that Zero was watching, that Zero was once his assistant, and they've been to the reverse world, and now Zero believes that he wants to claim this world for himself, and he wants to protect it at the same time because it's so beautiful and pretty. Now, like I said before, the way the reverse world looks, I would say it looks pretty neat. I should say visually it's good looking how the reverse world works, and how mix it with the colors and such. So he plans to get this machine to absorb all of Gardenia's power so that he can have it, but at the same time, Giratina will be sacrificed. So they cannot allow that, and so Newton, Dawn, and Ash, they plan to stop the machine. So they fly on top of the machine, and Newton gets into the controls because it was his design to begin with, so he knows how the thing should know how the thing work. So he shuts everything off, including the engines. But Giratina is now released though, but apparently he's too weak and he falls into the lake. And they manage to get off just as the machine crashes down. But the Zero managed to escape in another made ship of it. So now the Giratina comes out, though he's too weak, and apparently he's not gonna make it. So Shaymin uses ability to call aromatherapy, as Noon says, to heal Giratina, and then he heals it, and he's able to get up, but Zero comes in with his another portable ship, and since now he has the abilities, he can now go in and out of the real world between the two worlds. So, and Giratina follows him, and Ash goes in there with him along with Shaymin, and Zero starts destroying these these ice pillars, apparently that supports this big glacier that's on top of the mountain. Since he keeps on knocking them down, it starts moving towards where Dawn and Brock and the rest of the people and Pokemon are. But it's not only to destroy the flower garden, it will destroy the town as well, as the glacier keeps on moving. And so they're in the reverse world. Team Rocket, they're still stuck in there. They're trying to do, and Ash and Giratina, they're trying to do the best, to stop Zero. But they're hitting his ship. Does not seem to be doing good though. But he's saying, I want to protect this world. It's a beautiful place. It's not polluted and anything, this and that. But Ash trying to explain these two worlds will support each other. But he's not listening. So, and while this is going on, as the glacier keeps moving, and also, I thought it was kind of like a random thing. Let's throw in another Pokemon in there. Like, as the glacier moves, you see this temple where there's a Regigigas that lives there. I thought it was it's as I have all this going on, let's throw in another random Pokemon in there, because you saw. In the film with Lucario, you saw Registeel, Regigigas, and Regirock. We haven't yet seen a Regigigas in the film, so let's just throw them in there. Because you've seen all these other legendary Pokemon in all these other movies, so we haven't yet shown him yet. So I thought it was kind of like a random Pokemon to be put in, though. But regardless, though, yeah, it's nice to see Regigigas in that. So Regigigas, and he plans to hold the glacier, stop from moving, along with a whole herd of mammal swine. So they're trying to hold it, trying to prevent it from moving any further. And what was it? And back into the reverse world, um, Shaymin. Ash urges their Shaymin to use the sea flare, sea flare, to create the one portal gun to get Zero out of there. And which case, one leads to another, it does. It brings him out of there, and the system's going down, and as the same, and um, and as it crashes, all the Pokemon that's on the land there are using the ice beam, and his ship gets frozen in. Giratina in the reverse world, he's restoring the ice pillar that holds like the glacier, and it stops. So, and then Giratina comes back because everyone made it out except for Ash, Ash and Pikachu, of course. But Giratina comes out. Ash and Pikachu are riding on him, and everyone everyone's thank for Giratina, because I guess Newton says the Pokemon they know about. I guess they know about Giratina as well as. Well, it seems like they know what's more, as what Newton says. They seems to know what's more at stake, than we do, I guess. But so yeah, they say thanks to Giratina and this and that. So then he returns back into the reverse world, and just in time for Shaymin, and all the other ones. They go to the garden, and by the next sun comes up, the next morning, the flowers start blooming, and all the Shaymin starts transforming into their sky form, including our main Shaymin here. And Ash, is a little upset that well, actually no, I stand corrected on that. I stand corrected part when Giratina didn't return back to the reverse world. He left. He went upwards to the sky. I guess going to track down Dialga. That's what it was. I didn't. That was my mistake. He didn't return to the reverse world. He went up towards the sky to trying to find Dialga. Yeah. And then after that, with going back with the flowers and Shaymin. So Ash is a little upset that and so hopefully it says hopefully we'll see you again. A lot of times, like in the show, they meet all these Pokemon friends. They said hopefully we'll see each other again. Usually they don't. But and I said, and once again during the credits, things happen during the credits, and you see that Zero he gets first Newton pulls him out of the ship though, but he ends up getting arrested by the police. And then it shows that Ash, Dawn, and Brock, they send flowers to their families, the type of flowers that Shaymin transform for the sky. Those type of flowers. You see once this to Ash's mom, then to Brock's family, and to Dawn's mom. And then it shows them just walking on their journey as usual. And also, I probably meant to say this, that most every time as the credits go in, as the shows the gang going as their usual journey, they always have these little songs playing at the end. I guess I would say this is one of the better songs that's played during the end credits. I should say, I guess, because I'm usually not too fond of these type of songs that plays during the end credits. So I just want to see them go on their journey as usual. But I guess this is one of the better playing songs. So I just want to get the song. What is it? I don't think it's not that bad. It says well, in the English version stuff, it's called "This Is a Beautiful World." I don't think the song was not that bad. Usually, I don't care for the songs that's playing during the end credits of these films, but I think this song was all right. I don't think it wasn't that bad. So, yeah, but Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Warrior. This was another one I thought I had fun with. Yeah, I like how it ties in. It ties in with Rise of Darkrai, because you saw the brief battle from the previous film with Dialga and Palkia fight each other, and how affected the reverse role and all that, and so at least they still, because so far at least they still continue to, because you see some films either mention the previous films and this and that, so it's nice that they didn't forget about all the previous films, so it shows that it still it shows that we still remember the previous films, what it's trying to tell us, though. So make sure that we didn't forget. So like I said, like I said, it showed like the fight from the previous film. It shows Dialga and Polka fighting each other, how it ties in with this film. So, but I this is another one I thought was another good one. And by that said, like before, hopefully by the end I will probably make my list of the favorite of the direct-to-video sequels. Which ones that my favorite's the best? I mean, I already said like one of them was not my favorites. Was one of the it was just one of my least favorite ones. I already mentioned that one, but Again, there are way more than halfway of done with the Pokemon franchise. But I got a few more to go. So, but this one I would say is another worth a look to watch. I like the look of the reverse world. It was visually good looking to look at, and nice to look at as well. See Regigigas in there. I thought he was not a problem to seeing Regigigas. I thought he was just like a random Pokemon just to be thrown in there, all of a sudden. We have in the middle of all of this, and the glacier goes down, and all of a sudden you see this random temple that the Regigigas happens to be in. I thought he was like a random Pokemon just thrown in there. But it's not a nitpick, I'm just pointing it out. So Joel's getting dry again. Once again, drinking Crystal Pepsi again. So yeah, but and plus I thought it was Giratina was a cool Pokemon, and especially when you play Platinum. And yeah, for those wondering, I do play the games. I do play Diamond, Pearl, and all the previous ones, including Platinum. And in Platinum, I did capture Giratina. So I thought Giratina is a cool look, is one of the cool looking Pokemon. Not one of my favorite. He's not one of my favorite Pokemons, but he's definitely, I can say, one of the coolest looking, I should say. So yeah, he's definitely a cool looking Pokemon. And also forgot to mention with Giratina how the way it made Giratina sound. It's funny how they made Giratina sound like Mothra, from Godzilla. I just found that funny because this is Japanese and Godzilla are Japanese and this and that, so, but I just thought funny they threw in like the voice or screeches of Mothra to be represented as Giratina. I know that's those are the sounds that Mothra makes. 'Cause I watched the old Godzilla movies, like especially Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. How the way Mothra sounds in that, and I know for sure that's for a fact that's the sounds of Mothra they put in for Giratina. I just found that funny. But I'm sure if everyone watches the Godzilla films, I'm sure they would notice as well. Or if not, if anyone does not notice, I just pointed it out right there. Yeah, the sounds that Giratina makes is like the same sounds they use for Mothra and Godzilla. But yeah. But anyway, I'm just gonna end it right here. So hopefully you like this review for Pokemon Giratina, the Sky Warrior. I would definitely want another one I would give a thumbs up to. Alright, thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review, and that's the one I'm going to get into, The Jewel of Life. Like I said, it's hard for me to see from over here, so, but I know that's the next one, so stay tuned for that, and see you later.